You're welcome back to this training on web design and development. We are on this topic on Introduction to Cascading Style Sheets, CSS. In our previous training or previous topic, we tried to learn HTML tags. So by now you should have been familiar with HTML. You know that HTML, hypertext markup language, is for content and structure of your website. So by now, you must have developed a web page. And in that topic, we try to build a personal profile page. So please, if you have not done that, I would like you to go over the first module of this training, and that is on HTML. Then we built web pages with HTML. I call it pages because I think we created two pages. So the index page and contact page. Then we develop a personal profile website, as I've said, and we try to put it on GitHub. We also did that. Now, in this class, we will learn the importance of CSS in web design. Like I said, CSS means cascading style sheet. We're going to look at the importance of it. Why do we need to write CSS in web design and development? Then we're going to look at how to different ways to write and use CSS. How do we write it and how do we use it? Then we are going to apply it to our profile website that we have been building to make the site more presentable and more beautiful. Then I'm going to show us how to use AI in web design and development. This aspect is very, very important, and I believe you are going to like it because it's going to make your life very, very easier, and your programming work or web development work very, very easy. So this is what we will do. That we will go through a section on how to clone a website. Why will we clone a website? We are going to use it so that we can deepen our knowledge on CSS. So we are going to clone a website, an existing website. We are going to, it's like you copy it, you produce a copy of it, and you apply every CSS on that website to make it look exactly like that CSS. This is not a violation of any right because we are not going to host it. It's just for practice and development sake. Now, this is the HTML page that we created in the last module on HTML. You can see it has different sections: the heading section, the menu section, about section, my project section. There is a section on contact. That one is on another page, but I was able to screenshot a page here. Now let's begin immediately and let's see what CSS does. What does it do? CSS is for layout, for beautification, and presentation. Now, a cascading style sheet will make a difference between a very beautiful website and a very ugly and terrible site. So your ability to use CSS will make a lot of difference in your web design. Most people that are into UI UX skill, that are into front end skill, I hope you don't forget that I try to explain UI UX in our introduction to this course. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I would like you to watch those videos about introduction to web design and development. There are 3 videos on it. So if you're into front end design, you must know how to use CSS. You must know it. So this CSS we are talking about is very, very important, and I would like you to pay serious attention and make sure you know it. It's not programming. These are just web technology. It's just starting point. So we use CSS to control the style and the layout of a single or multiple web pages all at once. So you can apply a color to an element and it changes all the look of your website. CSS defines how HTML elements are to be displayed. So that is the work of CSS. How should they be displayed? Should they be narrow? Should they be wide? Should there be space around them? Should there be spacing between this element and the next element? What color should it have? Should it have background color? What should be the text color? How should they be arranged? How should the element, the HTML element, how should they be arranged? Is it 3 column, 2 column, and so on? That is the role of CSS. Now, a CSS rule, there is also CSS rule, R-U-L-E, CSS rule. It tells the browser what the HTML looks like and what it should do. Now, let me quickly show you something. This is our website from our last training, and this is the, okay, that's not it. I want to show us the code. On my desktop, I have the folder that we created, and inside it I have my index.html. I will open it with my VS code, Visual Studio Code. Okay, I'm opening it. So this is the code. This is the code for this page. I'm going to close some things here. For this page. So this is the code. Now, and in the body section, I'll just do a simple CSS. In the body section, I will apply what we call inline CSS. I will talk about different types or different ways to write CSS. This is inline. I will say style. When you write it as an attribute, style equals to, I hope you remember HTML style. So this is body tag. Inside the body, that is where we have every other visual element of your web page. Everything is inside the body tag, what people see in between the opening body and the closing body here. So I want to apply a style that will affect the whole body. I will say background color. VS Code is helping me. I will just pick aqua color. Now, if I go back and refresh, you see, the whole page now has a kind of cyan or aqua color background. If I change the color to something different, let's change it to maybe blue, something like this, and I refresh. So my page, we have blue color. So that is what CSS does. So that is just it. You are going to define a rule. The rule I define here is what we call inline CSS. Why do we call it inline CSS? Because it is an attribute of HTML tag. So I will show us more of that later. Now, how do you include CSS in a web page? There are 3 ways to include CSS in your web page. Number 1 is inline CSS. Like I said earlier, you put the CSS as a style attribute inside the HTML tag. This is something I've just done. I just say style, blue, and the whole background turns blue. And let's say I want to make this Ajiwale Pitoluwale white. I want to make it white. It only turns white because I highlight it, but let's say when I load the page, it appears white or red. So where is it located? This is H1 tag. It's my H1 tag here. I hope everyone has this page. If you don't have it, please begin to build your personal profile page. Now, in the H1 tag, I'm going to put a space like this and apply style attribute. I'll say color, white, then semicolon. Excuse me. Now, this is a style attribute for my H1 tag. The same way I applied background color attribute for the opening body tag. Normally, I apply attribute at the opening part of a tag, not at the closing part. So what I've just done, the H1 tag that contains my name, the name here, this name is what I've applied style with attribute of color and the value of white. So if I refresh this page, you see my name has turned white. So that is CSS in action. So that is inline CSS. We have embedded CSS inside the head section of the HTML page. Now, the difference between inline CSS and embedded CSS is that when you apply inline CSS, the inline CSS will only affect the element you apply it to, like the H1 here or the body tag here. But embedded CSS will affect the whole page. So how do we write embedded CSS? Please, I want you to pay attention to this. Okay, let me leave it. I will go to the head section. Don't forget, in the HTML page, we have the HTML tag, which is closed at the bottom. Immediately after the HTML, we have head tag. And head and body tag, they are siblings. When I collapse them, they are siblings. Both of them are open and closed inside the HTML tag. So, let me expand them. So, the head tag, inside the head tag, I'm going to put what we call style tag. Style. This is embedded CSS. So it has opening part, it has closing part. Okay, that is style tag. Now in this style tag, what am I going to do? I'm going to put, okay, because I have AI integration to my VS Code, that's why you see that. So what I want to do now is I want to style every paragraph or every H1 tag on my page. So I'm going to say H1, type H1, and open curly brace. Sorry, like this. So this is how you style HTML element inside the style tag. You have open style tag and closing style tag. Now this is not a practical session, but it's just a demonstration. Now I want to make every H1 to have color white. Color white. So that is what I've done. So if I go back and I refresh, what happened? Every element that has H1 tag, they acquire white color. And when you verify that, we have H1 tag here where my name is. If you scroll down, we have H1 tag in about me. If you scroll down, we have H1 tag for my project. So that is embedded style. It affects the whole page. Now the third part is what we call external CSS. You are going to create the CSS as a separate file and you link it with your HTML. And I want to tell you this third type is what we are going to be using mostly in our application, external CSS. Let's look at it. So in my okay, what I'm going to do, let me close this. Let me open this thing properly. I'm going to launch. Okay, I'm going to my project, open with show more. This is window 11. That's what I don't like about it. All the options do not show immediately. Open with code. Good. This is how it should be. Now, these are my files. You don't forget in the last module, we had a contact.html, we have index.html, we have image. That image you see on my profile page. Now, here I'm going to create another file. Don't forget we have 4 things there: new file, new folder, refresh, and collapse. So the first one is for file. Click on it and call it style.css. You can give it any name, but let it be something.css with no space and small letters, style.css. And look at the symbol, hash. So that is how to create a style sheet. In the next video, I will continue. Thank you for listening.